by the fans, for the fans.
Yes. Welcome to the Day 3 review of the second test between England and the West Indies at Trent Bridge. Mash, I don't know, the Sun might have finished him off yesterday. Mash isn't here today, but I think he's at Trent Bridge tomorrow, so expect some live content there. For now, it's me giving you that video review of what took place today at Trent Bridge. Now, first things first, a lot of people in London have been asking me, I've been walking around in this West Indies top today, what team is that? As soon as I say it's the West Indies cricket team shirt, they walk away because cricket is down bad in London. Everyone, it's football or nothing out here. And secondly, a lot of people, friends and family, been asking me, Santokie, why have you got tears in your eyes? Are you suffering from hay fever? Have you suddenly developed hay fever? I have to tell them, listen, guys, tears in my eyes. West Indies are back. West Indies are back. It's been a sensational 2 days, I guess. If you're looking at it from an aspect of competitive cricket, it's been a sensational day yesterday with the bat. Morning session today was great for West Indies. Obviously, England wrestled some of the control back, but overall, this is what you can ask for as a fan. West Indies being competitive in a test match. We've taken it to day 4. Most likely at this point, it will go to day 5, and the result is still in the air. So just to confirm, West Indies posted 457 today after carrying on batting following Hodge and Afanas's brilliant performance today. Josh De Silva led the line along with supporting performance from Shamar Joseph to take us to 457. Now, those of you who watched the day 1 review, the live show I did with Mash, I even had doubts. I said, listen, obviously England's posted 416. This pitch at Trent Bridge is a very, very good batting surface. However, would West Indies have the composure to apply themselves and put up a competitive score? Not only did they do that, they took a 41-run lead, 457. And to put it into context, because a lot of people will say, I had faith West Indies could do this. This is the highest overseas score West Indies have made in the past 10 years. I think even in terms of scoring over 400, we've only done it 4 times in the last 10 years. 2 of those times against Zimbabwe. Now, obviously, this isn't to discredit Zimbabwe, but Zimbabwe are a side, who don't play much test cricket. So if we look past the Zimbabwe scores, the last time we scored over 400 in an overseas test was in that famous Headingley test, the first innings. I think we posted 417. So for us to go beyond that, score 457 sort of shows the mammoth sort of achievement it was for the side. And as I said, sensational is no exaggeration. Yesterday was a joyous day for West Indies fans, and the first session today was definitely enjoyable. So if we take it from the top, overcast conditions, it wasn't as hot as yesterday. The England bowlers would have been rubbing their hands looking to bowl out the West Indies tail. Jason Holden, De Silva, but once you got past that, get into West Indies tail. And, commentators I saw on BBC were saying they were hoping they could bowl them out for under 30 runs because of how fragile the West Indies tail has been in recent years. So Jason Holder, straight away, I think in the first over, he nabbed it down to mid-off and it ran away for 4, which sort of highlights that Trent Bridge doesn't really deteriorate much as a pitch, and this might have a bearing as to what England do with the bat over the coming day. So it looked like, obviously, it was a good pitch again for runs. However, Jason Holder edged, went early in the third over of the day. And then Kevin Sinclair, there was a lot of talk about what he can do with the bat. He went for 4 runs. So at that point, you're looking at, it was 362 for 7. At that point, you're looking at it and thinking, if Josh De Silva can kind of get us close to 400, you take that small deficit on what England scored, the 416. Alzari put up 10 runs, handy 10 runs, but then he fell. Jaden Seals, it was a good ball from Wokes in swinger, clean ball Jaden Seals. Not really much you can do about it. Jaden Seals is essentially our number 11. I know Shamar batted at 11 on this occasion, but I think that was mainly down to the strain he suffered. They batted him a bit lower. So Seals is like our true 11, number 11, and it kind of showed in that batter. He faced 1 ball, went out. So at that point, it's 386 for 9. You're just thinking at this point, can Josh De Silva, put together 1 or 2 boundaries, at least try to get us to 400? Along with Shamar Joseph, we know what a confident player Shamar Joseph is. And it was interesting because at first, Josh De Silva tried to shield Shamar Joseph. He didn't take singles. And then I think Shamar had a few words with him. And sort of the next over, Shamar hit a 6, which broke up the tiles at Trent Bridge. Some of the tiles fell off the roof. And then after that, Josh De Silva was like, okay, cool, we come back together. Very entertaining. I think even the England fans in attendance would have enjoyed it. Shamar Joseph put on 33 of 27 deliveries, 2 sixes, and then De Silva as well. Targeted Mark Wood, targeted the short ball. Also, England split the field, and Josh De Silva made the most of that. So, very, very good batting from Shamar Joseph and Josh De Silva. It was a 71-run partnership for the 10th wicket, which took us to 457. So, in the context of us thinking, all right, we might not even get to 400, to do that, what they did put on together, essentially Shamar Joseph was batting with a free license. I think he thought he had nothing to lose, hit a few boundaries, kind of flustered the England fielders. It's always frustrating in cricket. Usually it's on the wrong foot. It's usually see West Indies suffer with the tail end of opposition putting at ones. This time we managed to do it to England, and it frustrated them. We batted the whole of the first session. I think we scored over 100 runs in that session. So overall, job well done in terms of that. I think as well, it kind of goes back to Mashel's been a big advocate of Josh De Silva, his batting skills. Myself as well. He's faced a lot of criticism in recent years in terms of his position. I know even before this tour, a few fans, not a lot, but a few fans were calling for Tevin Imlap to come in as the wicketkeeper. We know what Josh can do. You know, he's a good batter. We saw in Grenada, which mirrored what he did today when he batted with Jaden Seals and scored a century on that occasion. We know what he can do. It is tough for him coming in when he does to kind of bat with the tail end. He almost plays like similar to what Chanderpaul did in later years, trying to navigate with the tail end. So with Holder not doing too well with the bat, I don't think we'll see any changes in the next test at Edgbaston in terms of positioning. But maybe in the South Africa series, we might see Josh De Silva move up. Purely, even if you take away his wicket keeping's been good in this test. If you take that away, even as a pure batter, he could justify, a position in the top 6. So good to see Josh De Silva kind of come back. Shame he didn't get a century, but as I said, when you're batting with the tail, it's always going to be tricky. He got 82 not out. So West Indies 457 all out. And as I said, it was of 40, I'm just looking at the scorecard, 41 runs they were ahead. And now this is where it comes in. So England, I think Nasser Hussain made a good point. He said on TV, England under Bazball, the Brendan McCullum era, sort of take away the draw from Test cricket. They've only drawn one Test in their last 24, I think it was, or something mad like that. So essentially, the rate of runs in this match means that it's very unlikely we're gonna see a draw. So there's gonna be a result either way. So England came out to bat, still a very good pitch. I don't think Trent Bridge is gonna deteriorate much. It's not going to be a minefield on day 5 like you see with some pitches. So again, that's going to pose a challenge. However, West Indies did manage to get a sort of freak run out. Was it Shamar Joseph? Yeah, it was Shamar Joseph. Or was it Jaden Seals? I think it might. I'm not sure. You know what? Because I missed that segment. But there was a freak run out. Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett drove it straight, hit the fingers of the bowler, ran out of Zach Crawley in freak circumstances. You can confirm in the comments. I didn't see it live, so I'm just reading that off the scorecard. It was either Jaden Seals or Shamar Joseph on one of them. But that was a freak run out of Zach Crawley. And then what I did see was Ben Duckett and Ollie Pope, looking confident with the ball, flurry of runs, scoring as they would, fast and furious run rate, and kind of put in the momentum in England's favour. Duckett 76, Ollie Pope 51. Now we did get both of their wickets. Alzari got both of them. He targeted Ben Duckett really well. In the end, got him with a Yorker, and that's something Ben Duckett struggled with. So good game strategy there from Alzari Joseph. Got the 2 wickets. However, the 2 Yorkshiremen, Harry Brook and Joe Root, were both at the crease. Brook 71 of 78. Looked very confident. And the thing is, if you look at how they played, it was sort of restrained. It wasn't Bazball cricket as we know it. They weren't going hell for leather and trying to hit every ball for 6. It was sort of restrained because they knew that with the match situation balanced, they didn't want to give up anything to West Indies. So they played a bit more, some would say, responsibly or restrained, and managed to take England to the close of play on day 3 to a lead of 207 runs. Now, this is where it gets interesting because it's a very good pitch. So England, can West Indies? The thing is, our body language looked a bit down towards the end of the day. Jaden Seals was frustrated with Harry Brook playing the late cut. There's a bit of a few words between him and Harry Brook. You can see the frustration. It's about kind of starting tomorrow morning, galvanized, and trying a few different tactics. Hand the ball to Shamar Joseph, see if anything can happen there, and see if we can get some early wickets. Because I think if we don't get those wickets, and the ball is in England's court, as we know, they could put on runs very quickly. They could easily put on 200 runs tomorrow, before tea, an hour before tea into the second session. And then you're looking at West Indies having, 120 overs or so to try and either bat out a draw or go for a chase of 400 plus. Even though it's a very good pitch, we know obviously the world record fourth innings chase is that 417, Chanderpaul and Sarwan. We know psychologically and physically players are tired. Batting, doing a mammoth day four task, day four, day five chase is always going to be tricky. So you don't want to see West Indies in that position where they're having to chase 400. However, do you think they can get the wickets? Comment below. Where do you think this is going to go? If England do declare, are they going to try and dangle an incentive, maybe a 320, 330? I personally don't think so. I think we're still 2 full days to go in the test. They're not really gonna go for that. I think they'll bat out to the second session if they still have wickets in hand. We'll see. I think tomorrow we'll see Brook and Root come out and play a bit more attacking. Stokes, Jamie Smith still to come. So it's looking ominous for West Indies. It's looking ominous, if I'm honest, in terms of being able to secure a win. It'd have to be a miracle win. But, we've seen that happen before. We saw what happened at Headingley and with chases. So you never know what's going to happen. But I think as a West Indies fan, especially what happened after Lords, it's just good to see competitive cricket, us going toe-to-toe with England, taking it to a day 4, taking it to a day 5. Kavem Hodge, Alec Afanage, Josh Silva showing what they can do with the bat. I'd like to see, someone stand out with the ball tomorrow. And if we could bowl England out, that would be sensational. And if we have like a 300, 320 chase, then it's going to be a fantastic test. So good to see us pick ourselves up. I try not to say, it's interesting because I try not to say this is cuss-outs galvanize the team, but it does always seem to be whenever people are cussing out the West Indies team, like we saw in Australia after the first test when they said it was a nail in the coffin of test cricket after what happened in the first test and West Indies had lost. It sort of galvanizes the player and we all see an improved performance. We discussed it on the live show on day 1, me and Michelle, and I said, surely it can't happen again. Surely the cuss-outs couldn't galvanize the team and we might just end up losing badly. But it seems like we are galvanized, a massive improvement. And that's a credit to what Kohli's done with the team in that short turnaround between the test finishing on Friday last week and the second test starting a few days ago. In that short turnaround of 6 days, he managed to galvanize the team, improve performances. Of course, helped by the Trent Bridge conditions, batting conditions. Obviously, yesterday, very sunny, perfect batting conditions. But again, the conditions can only help you to some degree. Confidence was high in the England camp, and also West Indies batters have to apply themselves. So for us to see them do that is great to see. And also Trent Bridge as well. Good to see a lot of West Indies fans. I know Mashal was with the Dominica Massive, a great day for those and for those fans yesterday. And today on TV, I saw, there were fans scattered around. So it does seem there were more at Trent Bridge than at Lords. So that's really good to see. And yeah, just looking forward to kind of what happens tomorrow, because as I said, anything could happen. I would say at this point in time, you'd say England are slight favourites. However, if you asked most West Indies fans at the beginning of this test, would they take the position the match is in now? I'm sure they would. I would definitely. West Indies still have a chance of winning. So, looking forward to that. If West Indies can get a miracle win, if they can secure a miracle win and take it to Edgbaston with the series on the line, then boy, it's gonna be an iconic series. So, as I said, I think Michelle's going to be at Trent Bridge tomorrow, so look out for content if he is going. And for that, if not, I'm sure we'll do a review at some point of day 4. And as I said, it looks likely. It doesn't look like there's any rain or anything going on, so we're going to have a full day tomorrow. But even if there's a full 90 overs tomorrow, it looks likely we'll go into day 5 as well. So serious, good test cricket being played, and looking forward to it. As always, I said this is going to be a short video, another rare Santokie solo video. Saturday night we're out here, just about to head out. So I thought, let me just record a few thoughts on what happened today. But good day of test cricket. As always, you can support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, as it says, and the banner at the bottom at patreon.com. Always welcome people's different opinions. The comments on these videos always entertaining. I think people across the islands always messaging different viewpoints. They're cussing us out. They're supporting what we're saying. We like it. We like the debate. We like the opinions. So keep them comment below. Obviously, you can follow us, Carib Cricket, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, TikTok, whatever the kids call it these days. We're on that as well with some short videos and content. So Follow the Caribbean Cricket Podcast movement. Hit 18,000 followers on Twitter, so landmark day as well. Thank you for all the support. And as I said, this is just a short one, just to kind of touch base on a good day initially for West Indies. England slightly dampened it with their batting performance. However, you can't complain. We hit over 450. We saw Josh De Silva's fireworks on Shamar Joseph. Obviously, the bowling, I think, was disappointing in that final session. But you take it. It's the ups and downs of Test cricket. We're still in with a chance to win the match, and that's all we can ask for. So comment below as well if you think what you think the result's going to be. What are your predictions? I predicted, on day one, I predicted West Indies would struggle to score 300. I was proved wrong. I'm glad to be proved wrong on this occasion. As you said, predictions are predictions. If we knew exactly what was going to happen in cricket, in sports, it'd be very boring to watch. So I'm glad West Indies proved me wrong. Hopefully, they can galvanize themselves even further on Sunday for day 4 and 5 and take the big W. So that's been me, Santokie, one half of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Shout out everyone, shout out all the supporters, fans, everyone who's been interacting with us on social media. And we'll see you in about 24 hours, probably for the day 4 review. Thank you. Good night, good evening, good morning, whatever time you're listening to this in the day. And, we rally. So I'll be watching day 4 very keenly tomorrow. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.
We rule the cricket world. Now the rules seem coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.